Hello, I am Allan Effa. I was a missionary in Mambila between 1982 and 1989. I came to Mbamga in December 1982 to live in the mission house. I was single and did not know anyone living there. The Ndibil family was my closest neighbors, and they did so much to make me feel welcome and at home. First of all, Reverend Stephen Ndibil was my friend. He was the field supervisor for Mbamga Field, which in those days was very large, and I was the field missionary. I was very young. I did not know how to do that kind of work, and so we traveled together a lot, sometimes in my old Toyota Land Cruiser or on our motorcycles, and many times on foot. Together we visited all of the churches to places like Ndumiaji, Tep, Barup, Sam, Kwara, Lip, etc. We had many good conversations on the journey and shared many of our stories with each other. He was a friend and also a coach, helping me understand the culture and how to do my work more appropriately. He was wise. I was always amazed by the wisdom of this brother, a wisdom far beyond the level of his formal education. He had an excellent understanding of the Bible, and he developed wisdom from the lessons of life. But he was also gifted by the Holy Spirit. As we visited the churches, questions would come up in the meetings that were complicated and difficult to solve. In the evening, people would come to see us and share some of their family situations, seeking advice. I was not very experienced. I was young. I loved to listen to the excellent advice that Reverend always offered to those who were seeking help. He was a communicator. Reverend Ndibil was known for his clear, beautiful Fufulde and his speaking voice, which needed no loudspeaker or microphone. He could project his voice to people sitting far away at the Bible conferences. He was always my favorite translator. He understood me well and not only chose the right words, but also the right emotion. Sometimes he was more excited about my message than I was. I became a better preacher by working with him. He was also a great source for language learning and helped me grow in my fluency in Fulfulde. He was strong. He was physically strong. He worked hard on the farm. He could trek up steep hills and he enjoyed physical exercise. A few times when we were traveling together, we had to cross a stream in the water because there was no bridge. And I was always wearing boots, and it took me a long time to remove my boots, my socks, cross the stream, dry my feet, put my stockings back on again and the boots. And so in order to save time, Reverend would say, "Just let me carry you on my back." And so, like a child, I would climb on his back and across the stream we would go. One time we were traveling in my Land Cruiser and we arrived at a place where the bridge was spoiled and we could not cross. Reverend called a few men together who brought their cutlasses and they cut down a tree. They made a new bridge for us to cross in a short period of time. This also shows his remarkable, strong gift of leadership. He could motivate people to cooperate and get things done together. He was a man of integrity. There was absolute consistency between the things Reverend preached and talked about and how he lived his life. There was no hint of hypocrisy or secrets in his private life. He was the very same person as in his public life. He was a genuine, heartfelt follower of Jesus Christ, an example to everyone who knew him. He was a man of compassion. He loved his family very much. He was so proud of his wife, Rebecca, and their children. And he also took good care of his aging mother, who was a widow. He was also sensitive to my needs. One Christmas Eve, I was at Mbamga alone. After sunset, there was a knock on my door, and there was Reverend Ndibil with a tray of food on his head, coming to share his Christmas dinner with me. It was a very touching act of kindness. I am sure he would have preferred to eat at home, celebrating this special event with his family. But he had a special sensitivity to me as a stranger and wanted to make sure I was not alone. These are only a few of my many wonderful memories of my dear friend. May he rest in peace. Allah hukumu jam.